What up? Jeff here with all my Bitcoin renegades. Tonight we are here with all of my solid, long-standing ICP renegades. So we're supposed to do a video today, but I want to kind of get some publicity on the video. We're going to have Six Figs, ICP Squad's Victor, and Guido Val on the channel this week sometime. We're trying to get a time that works for all of us. Today it would have just been Guido Val and Victor. So since waiting, we actually get Six Figs on the channel. And we're going to continue this kind of a conversation on that video. Normally I was trying to stay out of this because I thought, Six Figs, had it all handled. And I still think he does, but I think the word needs to get out there even more about this. And I'm going to, showcase some of the stuff Six Figs did tonight. I'm going to show you what Vitalik Buterin thinks of this whole situation with, Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. And then I want you to understand what Vitalik said about Internet Computer compared to what he's saying about FTX and the situation going on there. So other than that, we're also going to talk a little bit about what Dom has to say about some of this stuff. We're going to paint a whole narrative of how SBF and FTX tried to take out the Internet Computer and ended up taking themselves out in the process. So what it did, and if you see on my thumbnail, basically it is like this meteor shower coming down and blowing up like this kind of city thing. And if you look at it, I put a Definity logo where one of the asteroids went through, but it went right through it and didn't do anything. And then it lands on FTX and FTT. So what he tried to do is take out Definity and Internet Computer, and saying, oh, it's a rug pull. Look at it going from all the way up here to all the way down here. Well, go look at the FTT token right now, and you'll see that the shot missed. So it might have hit it. It was like one of those, shots that kind of just grazes you. That's the kind of shot they fired at ICP. It was a shot, but it only grazed us. And now what it happened is that they somehow ended up shooting themselves when they were aiming at ICP. And so what's going to happen is people are going to understand coming into this next bull market that all that FUD in ICP is unfounded. It is not going to last. And these people absolutely don't know what they're doing. So what happens, and this is why I say I don't like the Ethereum killer talk, because okay, yes, if one crypto does it better than another, it's going to do better. But when you start making shots at another company that's trying to innovate in a field that we're all new in, that we all kind of need to work together. And so it's a good thing that we're getting this man out of crypto as influential as he was. I mean, he had how many shell companies? Like BlockFi is relying on them, all sorts of different FTX US, Voyager was getting bailed out. All of these different things that they were trying to do, some of it was good, but it seems good on the surface, let's say that. But it was all a manipulation of what they are doing and what they were trying to do. So what he was trying to do basically is get rid of all of his competition, and the ones that he saw that he couldn't get rid of, he tried to partner with. So this is exactly what happened with FTX and Binance, right? So FTX was like, oh man, well, we're never going to be able to take Binance out. And we need help right now, so let's go to them. But then when Binance actually looked at the books, what really matters, like the actual, what is really happening with FTX, that's when they pulled out of the deal. This only happened because of their outlook on crypto and them trying to be the only exchange, them trying to have Solana be the only layer one, that succeeds. We're going to actually show you what they did to Solana too. So I kind of feel bad a little bit that Solana had anything to do with SBF. And I don't think Solana would have ever came after Internet Computer, if it wasn't for SBF and this BS that happened. So let's go into this right now, guys. I have a lot of stuff for you tonight. This might take a while because I have like a lot. And I just wanted to, get this out here. People need to understand, this is not okay. So first off, I want to show you what Vitalik Buterin has to say about this. And this is Forbes right here. So Vitalik Buterin commented on SBF after FTX collapse. Leaders of the crypto community show high disagreement with Buterin's comments. Okay, let's see what he has to say. So when asked about ex-FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried and the collapse of his exchange, Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin puts forward his support for Sam the human being. So he is actually sticking up for Sam as a human. They're probably friends. He is human after all, but this isn't okay. Being a human being is one thing, but manipulating the market. So I didn't read this because I just got a bunch of information. I just kind of wanted to get it out there and then let us talk about it. So Sam, I can give him a little bit of leeway for being a human, but not when it comes to him manipulating things, stealing people's money to prop up Alameda Research. That is not okay. So Vitalik Buterin believes that what FTX did was a bigger scam than the infamous Mt. Gox and Terra crisis, according to Buterin. So all he is saying is, yes, Sam's a human being. We'll give him that. But that doesn't go very far for what you did, bro. So it is a big scam. So he admits that it's a scam. Then how can you say support for Sam, the human being? Maybe he's saying, yeah, he screwed up. He did a big bad thing. He probably deserves some jail time, but he is still a human, I guess. I don't know, man. I'd like to know context in what he's saying there. Mt. Gox looked sketchy and never tried too hard to whitewash itself. Luna too. FTX was the opposite and did full-on compliance virtue signaling, not the same thing as compliance. The second kind of fraud cuts deeper than the first. SBF, the public figure, deserves what it's getting, and it's even healthy to have a good dunking session to reaffirm important community values. Sam, the human being, deserves love, and I hope he has friends and family that can give it to him. That was a rip, dude. I don't know if you guys understand. That was a rip, dude. He's saying, yeah, Sam the human beings, despite all of the BS that he did, you know, his criminal actions, this is criminal at this point, he deserves love. But he doesn't get it from Vitalik or the crypto community. And he says, I hope he has friends and family can give it to him. Come on, man. Like, now I do feel bad, like, on a human level because, man, this guy's feet got ripped out from under him. But he did it to himself. And he was trying to do it to other people, too. So I don't have a lot of sympathy for him at this point. I'm a very compassionate person. And I try to look past people's downfalls. But when they specifically target something that I care about, like internet computer, and they misleadingly try to manipulate and pump the price so that they can short it, that was the whole, you know, that's the whole purpose of them shorting or pumping ICP, right? At the beginning, there was a purpose to it. And it wasn't to pump ICP to 750 to have us make gains. It was to get it as high as possible so that they could short it all the way down. And that's what they did. But did they make enough money shorting ICP all the way down to $5 to keep FTX alive? Nope. Absolutely not. Why? Because he's spreading himself too thin. He's telling 20 different people, I have $8 billion. So he's giving this person, so he only has $8 billion. But he's telling, I got $8 billion. I got $8 billion for this deal. I got $8 billion. And he only has $8 billion. And he's trying to make like 20 different deals with the same $8 billion, saying, oh yeah, I got this. But he didn't have enough. So he spread himself too thin, and he did it through customers' wallets. The money is our money on his exchange. Luckily, I didn't have any on there, but I feel bad for people who did. No matter who, even if you had it on there longer than a week, I still feel bad for you. But we got to take, you know, the responsibility to our governments, guys. Like I'm saying, write your Congress. Tell them we need exchanges to be regulated and not just finding out who's buying and selling on exchanges so they can, you know, tax us. So the man behind the second largest crypto said at the LA BitConf conference in Buenos Aires, Argentina, that the colossal collapse of FTX was inevitable due to its centralized nature. Buterin went on to argue that discussions about centralized and decentralized exchanges overlook an important point. Buterin also stated that FTX is headquartered in the Bahamas, which was chosen in part due to a lack of regulatory framework similar to which exists in the United States. FTX was an exchange run by a person who was very politically connected and apparently was in the process of trying pretty hard to get some no action letters from the SEC. He donated a huge amount to all kinds of politicians. This is why he had so much power, guys. This is why he got to where he was. He lied. He is a politician. Sam Bankman-Fried is the politician of crypto. He is basically a crypto politician. That's what he is. He makes false promises. He promises all this stuff, and he takes your money and he loses it. So, and that was what ended up breaking it, Buterin said. So he donated a huge amount to all kinds of politicians, and that was what ended up breaking it. Breaking what? Breaking the exchange? He claims that the two serve as a substitute for some kind of service. While DEXs can be used for cross-crypto trading, custody, and even leverages, they cannot currently function as a fiat crypto gateway. The majority of other speakers at the event disagreed with Buterin. They claimed that SBF acted fraudulently, this is what I think, and maliciously until the very end and even after that. Yeah, Vitalik is probably friends in real life with SBF. That's what it looks like, that they're actually buddies. And maliciously until the very end, and even after that, Jimmy Song, a Bitcoin developer, chastised people for trusting Vitalik with their money. SBF, according to Dogecoin creator Billy Marcus, deserved jail time as well, a viewpoint shared by small investors who recently lost money. To avoid another crisis like FTX, the crypto community has proactively begun cross-checking cold storage funds. The community has also began demanding clarifications for on-chain anomalies. The community has most recently questioned Crypto.com's intention to transfer 320,000 ETH from an in-house cold wallet to Gate.io. So we got to be careful, and we need to actually hold these people accountable. Crypto.com, we can't just let them have free reign to do whatever they want. I mean, if it's legal and it's not going to, destroy other things, then go ahead, move 320,000 Ethereum. But if you're going to do it to, for any malicious reason, then, I mean, how do we know you're not doing it for a malicious reason? That's the reason. We need more regulation on these exchanges, or more transparency of what they're doing. If you make a big move like this, you should have to explain it. Especially when you hold people's money, and you got to be held accountable. So let's see what else Vitalik has to say about this. Vitalik Buterin calls out FTX for virtue signaling, deserves what it's getting. So we have a couple different publications. This is Forbes, and it seems like they're just a little big for their britches on this one, or big for crypto's britches, because they're kind of, out of the loop a little bit. But while acknowledging the damage caused by FTX, Buterin believes that FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried as a person. Okay, so they are saying the same thing, but he is saying that he deserves what he gets to? Okay. Well, the sudden fall of FTX revealed the need for fresh reforms aimed at protecting investor funds against manipulation and misdirections. The co-founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, believes what FTX did was a bigger fraud when compared to the infamous Mt. Gox and Terra collapses. So I guess what Vitalik is saying is what Sam did is not excusable. It was illegal, and he deserves what he's going to get because of it. But as a person, he still has a little bit of a heart for him. And that just shows, the kind of person that Vitalik is. He didn't have to say that. He didn't, to try to, keep his reputation. So that's kind of cool. Buterin believed that people running Mt. Gox and Luna ecosystem looked sketchy and did not try too hard to whitewash themselves enough to change investor perspectives. So, and then FTX was the opposite and did full-on compliance virtue signaling. So, while virtue signaling relates to the practice of publicly demonstrating one's good character, Binance CEO Changpeng CZ Zhao showed disappointment in FTX for misappropriating users' funds, which according to him has set the industry a few years back in terms of regulatory acceptance and mainstream adoption. Thank you very much, SBF. You have almost single-handedly destroyed years of our hard work trying to get crypto, mainstream. So thank you, SBF, but no. So, all right. Now let's see what Coinbase Brian Armstrong has to say about this. He said, well, I didn't see it coming, the FTX collapse. I didn't see this coming. Author George Histroff. Let's shout out this author too. And CoinDesk. Arijit Sarkar, and then our Forbes one. I just like to give people their credit. Shawshank Bardwaj. So thank you guys for that. And now let's go over here to Coinbase. Actually, let's see what you guys are saying first. We will get more into this. What's up, Justin? How are you tonight? Let me know, guys. Let me know what you think SBF deserves legally. Do you think he deserves jail? And does he have to pay back the money? So when you commit a crime against somebody and you steal from them, there is normally a compensation that happens, like in the courts. And I'm not sure if that's the same thing with, like Sam Bankman-Fried, if he has to, what do they call it, punitive damages, or what do you call it, victim compensation fee or whatever, for the not only losing their money, but people could actually sue SBF himself. And so I think that's why he was really trying to sell his $35 million mansion. He understands that civil lawsuits are going to be coming out the wazoo. And that's why he is staying in the Bahamas. He planned for this. He said, if everything goes, that's everything he did. God, guys, why didn't we notice this? Him buying a house in the Bahamas, him having FTX exchange in the Bahamas. That's where you take your the Cayman Islands. It's kind of like that, having your bank account in the Cayman Islands because there's no regulation. So what he did is he made sure, okay, if it does collapse, that we're in an area that we're going to be safe from most of regulation. Yes, we're going to go on to see that he was detained by authorities, but not the same way he would have been if FTX was, like, say, part of the UK or Switzerland or one of these other countries, that has these regulations for the people and not, for big, faulty, scammy companies. So, how have you been with all this news? So we're good. Today was supposed to be a big episode this morning. We didn't get to do it, but we will this week. And good thing, because Six Figs can jump on now. So you guys got to just stay tuned for that. We will. I want to advertise it for like a day or two before we do it. I want to get at least a couple hundred, views for that video. So I think he should be serving life in prison. I don't know about life. I believe he deserves, I would say, about 10 years, honestly. I think some of the laws on things are a little bit too long. Do you understand how long 10 years in prison is? Like, that's, so if I'm 38, I'll be 39 very soon. So that would mean I would, if, that happened to me, I would be in jail until I was 48, almost 49 years old. Basically, my youth is gone. So I think our laws on prison are a little bit tough when it comes to things like theft and, any of those higher crimes. Yeah, they deserve all that time they get. But stuff like this, yeah, I think about 10 years would be fair. For just because I think 10 years would be enough to get him to realize his mistake. Now, putting him in there for 20 years, he's going to forget why he was in there in the first place after that long. I mean, I remember 10 years ago. It was a very long time ago. So serving life, I mean, he did ruin people's lives, but he is a human being, right? And yeah, he deserves 10 years in prison. But you saying life, hey, that's your opinion, and you are entitled to your opinion. That's why I asked. Like, I want to know what people think he deserves. I think 10 years. You think life? What do other people think? I think he's, instead of like a big prison sentence, he's pretty smart and can make money. How about instead of putting someone in prison like this, put him to work, like a work prison. Like, have him code and develop, but be watched all the time, and he can only do stuff under supervision. Wouldn't that be cool to use his, like, he's pretty smart. He created one of the biggest exchange and the biggest fraud in history. You got to be kind of smart to do that. So why not, put him to work for the next 10 years for the government or something? Well, instead of prison, making someone sit in a cell, why not put him to work? Pay him 20 cents a day. He was making billions of dollars. That would be the biggest thing you could do to SBF. Make him work for 20 cents a day. A guy going from a multi-billion dollar crypto exchange to making 20 cents a day. That would be our revenge right there, guys. Oh man, that would be so funny. But yeah. Life at hard labor for minimum wage to pay everyone back. Yeah, dude, you can't do that to people. You can't. It's not okay. And what he did to crypto is even worse. He set us back years. Do you know that in the last 2 years, we moved forward about 10 to 20 years in crypto? Why? Well, the event that happened in 2019, that's one of the reasons. It pushed us into the crypto era. And then we got the stimulus checks at that same time where nobody was doing anything. You couldn't go out to the movie theater. You couldn't go bowling. You couldn't do anything outside. So what are you going to do? You're going to shop online. Well, it gets kind of boring just shopping for goods that you don't really need. So people are like, well, I want to make some money. How do I do that? Crypto. And what happened is we moved crypto 10 years in the last year or so because of that. Well, what SBF did, that 10 years we just moved forward, he just moved us about 3 years back. So, and that's ridiculous, man. It is not okay when you do that. Now, if you just took yourself down and the customers, that would be bad, but it wouldn't be as devastating as what he actually did. He used Alameda Research, according to Six Figs and some data that he has, that he used Alameda Research to insider trade, which basically, so this is what happened. They, if you look at the books, SBF and FTX gave Alameda Research $4 billion. Just follow me here, right? So they didn't really have, it was customers' funds. So he gave $4 billion to Alameda Research of customers' funds for insider trading. So that right before a crypto would get listed, just like they did with ICP on their perpetual futures, before it even was listed, they were trading it days before to inflate the price and dump it. So he had been doing that with many, many cryptos. And what he would do is he would use Alameda Research to purchase those cryptos beforehand. And then when they started to dump in the bear market, he would just have Alameda short them. And that's it. He would buy them when they pumped because he knew when a major listing was coming. He knew when these things were happening. So it was easy to manipulate the market and front run them. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have this token listed, this token listed. Oh, yeah, and CZ from Binance is my best buddy, or not best buddy, but friend, because he was going to bail him out until he saw how bad it was. So we got CZ. Okay, what crypto are you listing on your exchange soon so that we can front run? I bet they were talking behind the scenes. Guys, these are all friends. Look how Vitalik is talking about SBF even after what he did. They're all in a tight-knit little group. They're the innovators of crypto. So, of course, your SBFs, your Vitaliks, your Dominic Williams are all going to at least know each other in a professional sense because they're all in the same industry. Now, when you see someone showing love to somebody when they have screwed over the whole world, there's implications right there that I don't even think Vitalik knew that he was putting out there. So, zero tolerance for scammers. Put him away for life and forget about him. Hey, man, you're a lot harsher than I would have been. I think he should serve in the military for these next years, cleaning the trucks for nothing. Okay. If it's considered insider trading, I think it's a 15-year sentence at least. So insider trading is the worst thing you could do, being an exchange. I mean, there has to be something to deter people from doing it. How did he get to this point? How did nobody notice what he was doing until it was too late? I mean, that proves that they're only trying to regulate the money that we pay in taxes and not the exchanges. And they can make so much money from these exchanges too. Imagine that $8 billion. Maybe the U.S. government or one of the governments get about $1 billion of it. But instead, they don't regulate and they don't do anything and just try to get our tax money. I don't like that. So if someone is caught in the act of insider trading, he can either be sent to prison, charged a fine, or both. Okay. And 15 years is a life sentence. It's considered a life sentence, 15 years. So according to the SEC, in the U.S., a conviction for insider trading may lead to a maximum fine of $5 million and up to 20 years of imprisonment. And with all of the counts that he has, so he doesn't just have one count. You're talking just one count is the punishment of 20 years. So if we're talking he has thousands of counts, they will probably drop it down to about 10 counts. And he could get like 80 to 100 years in prison. When you take a lot of people's money, what happened to Bernie Madoff? He went to prison, didn't he? I mean, yeah, you can't just steal people's money and get away with it. So, yeah, that's each count. Yeah. And so they're toast. But anyway, let's continue with this video. It's going to take a while if we keep doing this. So Coinbase, I guess this kind of took him out of, left field. Brian Armstrong, co-founder of and CEO of Coinbase, appeared on the All In podcast where he discussed the high-profile collapse of the FTX exchange. During his appearance on the show, Armstrong confirmed he was in contact with Sam Bankman-Fried, the CEO of FTX, and Changpeng Zhao, the CEO of rival exchange Binance, earlier in the week. The Binance CEO announced his intent to acquire the rival FTX exchange earlier this week and then rescinded his offer a day after looking into the company's financials. According to Armstrong, he spoke to CZ about why he was considering buying FTX and said he thought the deal was a bad idea. Brian Armstrong's timeline of the FTX unraveling. This is kind of what I want to know. Armstrong also shared his understanding of FTX collapse. According to him, earlier this year, around the time of the Luna and 3AC collapse, FTX market-making company Alameda had taken big losses and was even potentially insolvent. So even with that $4 billion that Sam Bankman-Fried, inflated Alameda Research, they were still losing massively and possibly insolvent. It was then that SBF used customer funds kept on FTX exchange to continue funding Alameda's operations. This is the biggest criminal act that he has committed right here. He has taken customers' funds kept on the FTX exchange to continue funding Alameda's operations. Why not? So if they would have just got rid of Alameda, FTX might not have collapsed. You know what I mean? If they wouldn't have gave all that money to Alameda, then that might not have happened. But he's an idiot. So, well, I can't say that. That could be defamation. What he did was idiotic. I'm not saying he's an idiot. What he did was idiotic, though. Let's just say that. Which may have included propping up distressed crypto companies, Voyager, and BlockFi. This is considered fraud under U.S. law and may lead to significant penalties, including jail time for the FTX founder. Just like you were just talking about, Justin, he is facing legal charges. And if he does get extradited to the United States of America, he's going to jail. He's done. So, all right, let's get back into this. All right, so Coinbase is really not happy with him. Sam Bankman-Fried. Let's see what his colleague says of him. Armstrong commented on his personal relationship with the FTX founder, saying Sam Bankman-Fried was a bright, credible, competent person. Commenting on the collapse of FTX, Armstrong admitted he did not see this coming. When thinking back to warning signs, Armstrong referenced mentally comparing Coinbase's available cash that could be used for investments to the amount of capital being publicly deployed by SBF in investments, such as his stake in popular trading platform Robinhood and his large political donations. SBF was the second biggest donor to the Democratic Party in the 2021 election, 2021 and 2022 election cycle. Armstrong was puzzled by the large amount of cash available to the founder of an exchange with significantly less revenue than Coinbase, because he isn't using his revenue, he's using customers' funds. And of course, if you take somebody else's money, yeah, it's easy to lose, right? Who cares if you lose? It's not yours. Screw that, man. Like, the more I read about this, the more I absolutely hate the way that they betrayed SBF, guys. Do you remember the videos? He's claiming to be what I am, what I pride myself on. I'm a Christian. Like, I give back as much as I can to people, and I don't have a lot. I really don't have a lot. He has a lot, and he destroyed everything. That is not the person that he claims to be. That's what makes me the most mad. Oh, the very first thing, the first time I saw that, if someone didn't tell me he's a fraud, don't listen to that video. I might have actually believed it. Like, it said, oh, he's this nice Christian dude that cares about crypto and everybody. And I'm like, hey, I can get behind someone like that. But immediately, like, as soon as I saw that video, someone was telling me, no, this guy's a fraud, man. He is not who he says he is. And I kind of took that with a grain of salt. I don't believe what other people tell me about people until I see it for myself. And unfortunately, sometimes that makes us a little bit late If I would have listened to that person a long time ago, maybe I could have warned other people about, that. And, I saw Crypto Wendy. She was really, into the FTX exchange at one point, probably because they paid her a deal or so. I don't know. I don't want to get into her business, but I know that she would never do anything to hurt anybody. He tricked us all. He did. He was a very tricky person, and yeah, just things got out of hand. And not just for him, I'm talking about for all the people around him. What he didn't just infect him, dude, it affected one of my favorite influencers, Crypto Wendy, because she, like everyone, even if I back Coinbase, right? And that happened with Coinbase. I would have been like, well, dude, I'm just making videos because this is an exchange I can use, right? And the same with her. She's just making videos about the crypto and crypto exchanges. So this got us all blindsided. We saw the thing with Three Arrows Capital. We should have looked into that more. So when everything happened with Voyager, Celsius, we should have looked into all the partner companies that they had, and anyone who, was part of that, or any company that had to do with the Voyager and the Celsius collapse. They're all the same people that are involved with the FTX collapse too. They destroyed crypto, man. They destroyed Voyager, a really good exchange. They destroyed freaking Celsius, another exchange that I used to get interest on. And it seems like the exchanges that tanked are always the ones that offer the highest interest rates. You notice that, right? So if you're on an exchange and they're offering you like double the interest rate of a normal, like say you get 5% for Algorand. If they're offering you 15%, how can they do that? Because they aren't even getting 15% with Algorand. They might get like 8%. So how are they giving us this 7 extra percent? Well, that's what they do. They make up stuff and like, oh yeah, we'll give you this for that and blah, blah, blah. And then all your money's on there. And then boom, you get cut from under you. And that's what happens. And so they get us in there. That's what happened with UST. Oh, promises you put 130,000 in here, you're going to make $30,000 a year. 30 grand a year for doing nothing. You just put 100 grand in there. Banks, the world comes after interest. The US government does not like to give interest rates to people. So the higher the interest rates, be careful. On an exchange, now a decentralized exchange, that's different because it can't be messed with by the government. So we really need to start looking into a decentralized way of interacting with the blockchain. And now that the ICP Bitcoin integration is coming up, we will be able to interact with Bitcoin in a decentralized way with DeFi. So this is going to be a good coming bull run. We're getting rid of all the garbage now. So think of it this way. We are getting rid of all the riffraff, the ones that are going to tank us in the next bull market. So it's going to be interesting to see a bull market without SBF, FTX, and all the people that love to short the market. Are we going to go to like 200K? Is there going to be like a crazy rally for crypto? Okay, let's get back into this. I'm seeing a lot of potential for the future of crypto. All right, now let's see what is happening now with SBF. So SBF and his 3 deputies are under supervision in the Bahamas. And this is rightfully so. SBF and his 3 trust fall associates under supervision by authorities. The CEO of the largest exchange is the major hidden suspect to be involved. They are struck from everywhere. Okay. Does SBF reign? Does Sam Bankman-Fried's reign end here? Talks of SBF's arrest at the pavement of Bahamas Airport ignited new flames. SBF founder of FTX Exchange's co-founder Gary Wang and director of engineering Nishad Singh are said to be under supervision in the hands of regional authorities. The 3 executives and CEO of Alameda Research are expected to run to Dubai. As unnamed sources right now, 3 of them, Sam, Gary, and Nishad, are under supervision in the Bahamas, which means it will be hard for them to leave. SBF was knowing that the FTX will crash and his exchange will bankrupt. He signals of fleeing from its headquarters in a long Twitter thread as on the 10th of November. All the stakeholders would have had a hard look at FTX governance. I will not be around if I'm not wanted. All the stakeholders, investors, regulators, users would have a large part to play in how it would be run. Solely trust. Yeah, we can't trust. According to CNBC, the crypto exchange, in its 23-page long filing, it possesses 100,000 plus creditors and assets accounting for $10 billion to $15 billion. Additionally, total liabilities ranging in between $10 billion to $50 billion. It is considered as the worst week in the crypto industry. In comparison to the Lehman Brothers crash, which was held on September 15, 2008, due to degradation of pending credits, and more than $600 billion of assets collapsed. They also filed Chapter 11 and now stays the largest bankruptcy filing in U.S. history. So this isn't going to be more than that, thank God. Foes in face of friends. Rumors about the CEO of the world's largest exchange's involvement at the back end in the FTX crash are countered. He is also the real Marcus Brutus in this conspiracy of downfall. The CEO announced the volume sellout of FTT tokens in the market openly. The fake savior exchange, this is what I was talking about right here. He thinks he has like a messiah complex or something and thought he was going to save everybody in crypto. But anyway, suddenly pulls their leg out of the non-binding agreement of buyout of the sinking FTX. Oh, they're talking about Binance. Oh, I thought they were talking about SBF saying he's the savior. Okay, but they're talking about the savior of the FTX collapse, which would be CZ. They announced that they would no longer acquire, stating as a result of corporate due diligence and news reports regarding mishandled customers' funds. SBF is the main part of this biggest whole twist and turns. Was SBF really unknown from the collapse? According to Coin Republic, on November 10, 2022, the examination of the crash was announced by the state of California's Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. Also, the Securities Commission of the Bahamas freezed all the assets of the crypto exchange and suspended its registration in the United States. So the case is going under serious investigation. All right. Now I want to go back to what Dom said about the beginning of this and how it affects ICP, because that's the whole point of this video right here, is to show you what he did. He took shots at ICP. He hit a couple of those shots. They're just, grazing shots though, so it didn't really do a lot. But he was trying to take out his competitors. Why? So that more money would go into his FTT and Solana, and then boom, he could probably make back, these customer funds that he had traded and lost. That is why he was so desperate to try to make money that he tried to take out ICP. Now we have a frame of reference to go all the way back to the beginning when ICP was listed and FTX fired the first shot. They already were underwater or getting ready to be. And so let's read this. So the ICP price was crashed at launch using the ICP perpetual on FTX, which is for futures, perpetual futures. So basically what they did is before ICP was listed, they put it on a ICP perpetual days before and pumped the price way up just to dump it on us. Exposed. SBF, Alameda, FTX hold billions in Solana and crookedly bought own FTT token to inflate its price and their fake net worth. I claim Solana's tech is fake too. This guy, I challenge you to a public debate. Ayo Kovenko, which is co-founder of Solana Labs. Okay. Yeah, I would like to see that too, actually. I really would like to see that. I think Dom would slay him, bro. Dom would slay this dude in a debate. He really would. Dude, Dominic is smart, bro. And even Vitalik Buterin understands ICP. And I wonder what Vitalik has to say about FTX and ICP. I would like to know his standpoint on that. All right. So FTX, okay, what's going on here? Okay. So this is now what the other big influencers in the space are talking about. So this is BitBoy Crypto. The FTX collapse, all of this is fraud. BitBoy Crypto founder says. BitBoy Crypto founder Ben Armstrong joins Yahoo Finance Live to discuss the FTX bankruptcy fraud in the crypto space and the role of SEC Chair Gary Gensler in regulating the space. So while we all bore witness to the collapse of FTS last week, our next guest almost predicted what was going to happen days before. On October 29th, he tweeted, "If you don't close your FTX account today and get your funds off that exchange ASAP, I'm sorry, but you are in the definition of low IQ and deserves what's going to happen to you." That was my initial thought too, but I mean, we're people and we didn't do anything wrong except buy crypto. So we should be able to trust our money on an exchange without them selling it. So Ben, I just ask you to be a little bit more compassionate to the people that lost money. I understand that, yes, we warned them to get their money off the exchanges. But what if they got caught up in that 7-day, you buy it and then you can't withdraw it for 7 days? So what if they got caught in that? What if, they were out of town and didn't even know about this? Not everybody follows crypto every day. So what if they were on vacation or didn't know, or whatever reason they didn't take it out of there? We got to be a little understanding because it's not their fault. Okay. It is a little bit for leaving it on there, and we did warn them, but honestly, they should be safe no matter what. So, and 2 weeks later, after everything unraveled, FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried told his clients he was, quote, "really sorry we ended up here." Let's bring in BitBoy Crypto co-founder Ben Armstrong. Ben, what information led you to conclude what was happening ahead of time? Yeah, so it's very interesting, this is Ben, the way things unfolded. I was just kind of in the right place at the right time is how things shook out. Basically, I have a bill we're trying to get approved in Congress. We're still trying to get some funding for it so we can make it public. And we reached out to FTX for funding because we thought maybe their ideas aligned with ours. And basically, through a long series of events, it went through SBF to Tim Harrison to WetGen to former CFTC guy that was their policy head. And they actually tried to steal one of our political backers and actually communicated that they were trying to do a federal bit license. So, that's kind of weird. Federal bit license, the worst legislation ever in the history of crypto, totally benefits centralized exchanges, gets rid of decentralization, gets rid of peer-to-peer, peer-to-peer transactions, because you won't have a license, which a license costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to get, of course. And so I started saying, man, there's got to be something to this. Well, lo and behold, about 4 weeks after I came out with what they were doing, suddenly he comes out with this manifesto, SBF leading to the idea of licensure. And suddenly people started listening. Oh my gosh, we think Ben actually knows what he's talking about. And all of his enemies, all the enemies that SBF has had over the last, 2 years, started sending me messages. So this is just a huge thing throughout the crypto world. Now, I want to show you the type of person that Dominic Williams is compared to the person that Sam Bankman-Fried pretends to be. We don't need people talking about being a good person. We need people that are going to be a good person by their actions. And so this is another one of the reasons why I am just committed to the internet computer. I believe in Dom's vision. I believe that he's in it for us. I believe that he is a good person, a philanthropist, and the kind of person that I would like to see as the centralized authority of internet computer until it gets fully decentralized. So Williams' proposal is basically this. He's offering $250 million to help these people in this place right here. I'm not going to say out loud, but this is awesome. So basically, it is to help counter propaganda, incentivize the Russian population via crypto rewards to get informed on what's really taking place in this area. So that is awesome. Dominic Williams has conjured up an oddball plan to speed up the end of that thing via smart contracts and $250 million worth of crypto rewards. So that is so awesome. Thank you for that, Dom. We look up to you, man. Thank you for being a good leader. Now, let's go to the next section of this. And it wasn't just SBF and Alameda Research. These guys kept using lawsuits to try to kneecap rivals, including the internet computer. And actually, Six Pigs did a video today talking more about one of the founders of Avax. Definitely go watch that video on his channel to know more about the Avax situation. But I just wanted to, let you know about Kyle Roach again. He bragged of his close ties with the founder of Avalanche. and he completely, whistle blew on them. And it was just crazy what happened. This guy, he said that basically I was used to make lawsuits for all of our rivals and to keep them, in court. So it was a garbage thing. They really tried to take out Internet Computer, but with a guy like this on our side, how can we lose? I mean, come on. He is literally helping to change the world for the better. All right. So yeah, that's ridiculous. So now let's go look at Solana and FTX and what exactly is going on with this crypto now that everything happened with SBF. At the time of this writing, Sol is down 60% in the past week and 95% in the last year. If you didn't know, SBF was a very vocal proponent of Solana. He actually went as far as to call Solana literally the most underrated token. Alameda Research, a trading firm owned by SBF, held around 10% of the circulating supply. Now, I feel real bad for Solana holders right now of Sol in its accounts. A quick rehash of Solana's issues are the very heavy investment and control that VC firms have over Solana, as well as their many network outages and heavy centralization. But your biggest mistake was letting this man buy too many tokens from you. So now let's go to Six Figs, because Six Figs is the voice for this. Even Dominic Williams backed Six Figs in his evaluation of Crypto Leaks articles, of Solana, of Avax, of the FTX, ICP Perpetual. Six Figs is the one who started all of that. All of it. All of it. He is the first one to come out with the videos and bring it out to us all. So definitely go follow him on Twitter. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. And if you really want to know more about this situation, he has a couple really, really awesome videos that will cover a lot of things that I didn't cover right now. So, but basically, good news for the Voyager community. But check this out. A trace done using TRM Labs attribution shows just how much of a circle jerk happened to take down Luna, Voyager, 3AC, FTX, Alameda, and others to be determined. Let's go look at this thing. So you see Voyager was pointed to FTX, and FTX pointed to Voyager. Voyager pointed to this way pointed to Three Arrows Capital. Three Arrows Capital goes back to FTX. These are FTX US, FTX, Alameda Research, money going from here to there, there. I mean, Genesis Trading, they just have so much, BS. It's all BS. And they're all connected. So if one goes down, this is what we should have seen before. Remember I was saying we needed to know all of the other, places that were connected to Voyager, to Three Arrows Capital, to the Alameda Research. These are all connected. I mean, there's no way that FTX could have survived this. They had so much money, and that's why he was trying to buy Voyager, because he knew Voyager goes down. It's only a matter of time before FTX goes down. Three Arrows Capital is already done. We need to pump Alameda Research so FTX doesn't go down. Oh, man, this is some good news. Thank you for that, Six Figs. And then on to the next one, and this is going to be the stuff I was telling you about, Six Figs, what he's doing. This research by Crypto Leaks is phenomenal. People will be getting arrested over what they have done to Definity and Internet Computer holders. Been saying this for a while. ICP was manipulated from the start via FTX official. And then here's that Crypto Leaks, info on there. And then just go look, you can go under Six Figs and just type, Six Figs, or just type, FTX, ICP manipulation, stuff like that, or scandal, or Crypto Leaks, something like that. And you can find it. Let's see if this takes us anywhere. This is just the case. But he made a video about this whole thing here. And this kind of shows you what they tried to do to Internet Computer. How the New York Times promoted a corrupt attack on ICP by Arkham Intelligence. So this is definitely a video that you need to see from Six Figs. Guys, we had a good video tonight. There was just so much to talk about. I'm sweating. Like, I've been working hard for you tonight. It took me a while to get all this research done, but I think we needed to talk about it. I think we're going to continue this conversation. We're going to have Six Figs on here, and I want to get, I want to know a developer and an artist standpoint on this. So we're going to have Agito Val over here, and I'm going to be asking him questions like, what does this kind of thing do for an NFT creator? And then we will be on the NFT buyer side of that and how it affects us, how it affects the ICP tokens, and how it affects crypto in general. So, and then we're going to go more into this SBF. Hopefully you'll have some updates, but we'll go more into the beginning of what happened with Alameda Research, what happened with Arkham Intelligence, what happened with Solana, Avax, and all of that, guys. We just have a lot of stuff that's just going crazy, so we need to talk about it. Remember Hyperloop? Oh, no, I don't remember that one. Huh. Don't get me started on Elon. SBF and Gary Slick Gensler should be in prison. Well, Gary Gensler, I mean, he's a United States freaking government person. But, man, tracking all the Voyager FTX research would have given me a migraine. Yeah, and we needed to do it, though. Like, these are the things that I was thinking that, too. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I never followed through, but I was thinking, who else is going to go down with this? Who else is tied to Voyager and FTX? So FTX US is the one that was supposedly buying Voyager. I hope that still happens because it seems like FTX is the only one that US is the only one that isn't insolvent yet. And so if they can hurry up and pay all the Voyager customers back before they get insolvent, then I'm okay. But if they back out on this Voyager deal, man, we need someone with like a conscience or someone. This is why we need decentralization. That's it. This conversation is why we need decentralization. We can't trust people. That when you have billions of dollars at your disposal and you want to, so this is the thing that happened with SBF. He wanted to be a major player in the space forever. He wanted to be a Vitalik Buterin. He wanted to be an Elon Musk of crypto. So what he did is he used all of his influence. If you look at the purchases he did, it was all to give him more credibility. He bought part of Robinhood and also to try to prop up FTX too. He was using customers' funds to establish relationships with politicians, with other exchanges. You cannot survive that way. There is a thing where most corrupt companies end up getting whitewashed because all you need is a company that does it right to show the way. So I think we need to look at Internet Computer as a model on how not only to overcome, but to add value to crypto. If you are making a project strictly to gain money in crypto, I hope you fail. If you build a project that is going to add value and bring in mass adoption or, fix something that needs, come on. But you people that are only in crypto, like making projects, developing to rug pull, to rip people off and to make money, go into stocks. Go somewhere else. We don't need you here. Come back in 20 years, when we're established. We'll deal with you then. But yeah, all right. I'm done with all that. I could go on for days about this. But I'm glad you guys were here to watch this. And yeah, definitely check out Six Figs. Let me actually link this post right here of Six Figs in the chat, and then you can start your your research on this whole situation. If you want to look a little more into this, here's that post right here. I'll also leave Dominic Williams' post about, the cool, about the ICP perpetual, but also we are going to, no, I don't want that on my bookmark. Thank you. Copy a link. There we go. All right. So then you can see, Dom's perspective on it. So Dom and Six Figs agree on this. And actually, I think Dominic Williams contacted Six Figs because of this. So yeah, he's proud of Six Figs in this. I don't know how, if they contact him or not, but I know that he backs Six Figs 100% on what he's saying here. And so do I. So good job, Six Figs. All right. And now I want you also to get this one too. I'm going to give you a link of this article about, what he's doing to support people across the world. I think this is really important that we have a leader that shows a good example like this and is, being a front runner, not only in the crypto space, but in the world. And dude, this really impresses me. So, all right, guys, that being said, goodbye and good Bitcoin and ICP. Bang!